Hours or even days before a disaster strikes, some animals already know something is coming, changing their behavior in ways researchers have documented repeatedly, sometimes with a level of advance warning that outperforms modern forecasting entirely. These 10 animals detect danger through senses ranging from well-understood barometric pressure changes to signals scientists still can't fully explain. Number 10. Ants. Several ant species have been observed sealing off nest entrances specifically before heavy rainfall arrives, a behavior researchers believe is triggered by shifts in humidity and air pressure that precede a storm system, giving the colony time to protect itself from flooding before the first drop actually falls. Number 9. Honeybees. Beekeepers and researchers alike have documented colonies returning to the hive earlier than usual and reducing foraging activity, specifically ahead of storms, a response tied to bees' sensitivity to dropping barometric pressure, detected well before visible storm clouds would give any other warning sign at all. Number 8. Freshwater fish. A fish's swim bladder, normally used for buoyancy control, also functions as an extraordinarily sensitive pressure gauge, and researchers have documented erratic swimming behavior and altered feeding patterns in multiple fish species in the hours immediately preceding significant pressure drops associated with incoming storms. Number 7. Flamingos. In several coastal regions prone to tropical cyclones, researchers and local observers have documented flamingo populations relocating away from vulnerable coastal areas in the day or two before a major storm makes landfall. Evacuation behavior that appears to track dropping barometric pressure well ahead of the storm's visible arrival. Number 6. Dogs. Documented cases, along with formal training programs built around the phenomenon, show some dogs reliably alerting their owners to an oncoming epileptic seizure minutes before it happens, a response researchers believe may be linked to subtle scent changes in a person's body chemistry that precede a seizure, detectable to a dog's sense of smell long before any visible symptom appears. Here's where this shifts from short-term storm sensing into warnings that stretch across entire days, sometimes covering hundreds of miles. Number 5. Blacktip sharks. Researchers tracking tagged sharks off the South Carolina coast documented a clear, repeatable pattern, sharks moving into deeper water in advance of major hurricanes, correlating directly with the sharp barometric pressure drops that precede a storm's arrival, evacuating the shallow coastal waters most vulnerable to a hurricane's most violent effects well before the storm itself became visible on the horizon. Number 4. Catfish. Historical records from Japan describe unusual catfish behavior preceding earthquakes for centuries, and modern researchers have studied potential links between seismic activity and catfish behavior with genuine scientific interest. Though it's worth being clear, this remains an actively studied and still unproven area. Researchers haven't confirmed a reliable causal mechanism connecting the two, and catfish shouldn't be treated as a dependable earthquake predictor, despite the long-standing historical observations. Number 3. Common toads. In 2009, researcher Rachel Grant was studying a toad breeding population in L'Aquila, Italy, when she observed something striking. The toads abandoned their breeding site en masse, days before a major earthquake struck the region, a documented published observation that remains one of the most specific and well-recorded cases of this kind of behavior. As with catfish, the exact mechanism, possibly linked to pre-seismic geochemical or ionospheric changes, remains genuinely uncertain, and researchers are careful not to claim toads reliably predict earthquakes as a general rule. Only that this specific, documented case is difficult to fully explain any other way. Number 2. Frigatebirds. Researchers tracking frigatebirds fitted with GPS devices documented something remarkable during hurricane season. Birds detecting and actively flying around the edges of developing hurricane systems days in advance, adjusting their flight paths to avoid a storm's most dangerous core long before the storm's structure would have been obvious from the ground, using changes in pressure and possibly infrasound generated by the storm itself to plot a safer route entirely on their own. And number 1. Golden-winged warblers. In 2014, researchers tracking a small population of these birds recorded something that became one of the most cited examples of this entire phenomenon. The birds abruptly left their nesting grounds and flew over 400 miles away, days before a major tornado outbreak struck the exact region they'd just left. The birds returned only after the storm system had passed, and researchers studying the event, published in the journal Current Biology, concluded the warblers had detected the storm's approach through infrasound, low-frequency sound generated by severe weather systems, well outside the range of human hearing, giving them functional advance warning that outpaced the region's official forecasting at the time. What connects almost everything on this list isn't a single mysterious sense. It's sensitivity to pressure, to infrasound, to subtle chemical and environmental shifts. Most human senses simply aren't built to register at all, tuned finely enough that these animals experience the earliest edges of a coming disaster long before it becomes visible, audible, or measurable to us. Out of everything on this list, which animal's early warning system would you actually want for yourself? And which one do you think science still has the least explanation for? Tell me in the comments, and subscribe to NatureCrest for more deep dives into the animal kingdom's most extraordinary and most mysterious abilities.